I was a teacher of the deaf in a district about an hour's drive from here. And in the last week of school last year, I was punched in the face. I spent 4 hours in divorce court, and I totaled my car.
Yikes.
Woo! Right? 3 days later, I board a plane to Bangkok in my rental car. I drop off my rental car at LAX, which I thought was very suave, and I flew to Bangkok. And it felt like the kind of action movie with the reverberation of an explosion just sends you careening into God knows what. And there I was on a flight to whatever, coming back to who knows. And I arrived in Bangkok. I stayed in a hotel, slept it off for a couple days, boarded a flight to Chiang Mai in Thailand, and then got on a cab to go to Pai in northern Thailand, which is very close to the Myanmar border. So I get in this cab. It's a 3-hour ride, and there are 762 hairpin turns on this drive. They brag about it. It's on T-shirts in town, right?
Drive crazy.
So I had to really focus to keep the contents of my stomach. I just looked forward, drank water, ate crackers, and stared into this terrain I had never seen before, past signs I couldn't read. Finally arrive in Pai. The next day, I meet up with a friend of mine who lives out there with his family. And with his help, I go rent a scooter for $5 a day. And we go to this street that's not so busy, and he shows me how to drive it. And he goes, well, turn this, click this, pull back on that, and go. And I said, well, I don't know how to drive a scooter. And he goes, none of these people do. And there's just throngs of commuters and tourists, no helmets, going back and forth.
100 miles an hour.
And I was like, okay, so I turn this and I push that and I pull back and I kind of wobble off with this giddiness. And I'm driving. I hear him in the back and he goes, left, because they drive on the left there. Oh, okay, left. And with the scooter was absolute freedom. You know, it was no lifts. It was easy just to get on and take off. You know, and there was a learning curve. You know, I nearly caused an accident one time, and some Thai man from behind me said, "Turn signal, what the fuck?" So that is universal. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Yeah.
So I would wake up in my hotel room every morning while I was stuffing myself with dragon fruit. I would Google things to do near Pai and then hit the GPS and go. So one morning, or one afternoon, I'm coming back from one of my adventures, and I drive past this little shop and I buy this little lightweight jumper that's very cute. And everyone in Thailand is delightful. That this one woman and I really connected, and with like nods and giggles and a translator on our app, we connected there for a little while I made this purchase. And then the next morning, I'm eating the dragon fruit. I Google things to do near Pai, and I decide to go to the Mopang waterfall. And then nearby, there's I can't think of the name of it. There's a viewpoint nearby, so I pick that direction. And I'm heading out of town. And as I'm driving past that store, I'm kind of keeping an eye out for that woman because I wanted to show her that I was wearing what I had just bought. So as I'm keeping an eye out for her, and by the time I see her, she's already looking at me, and she has this huge smile, and I give it this flourish as I go by on my scooter because I'm so good at it now. And and she smiles and she bows casually, and being seen just made my eyes well up. And as I picked up speed, tears just streamed across my cheeks. So I got on the highway, and I'm following what the GPS says. It says turn left here into this road, and I'm going up the road, and the jungle is green and the air is thick and warm. And I have my little Bluetooth speaker on my backpack right by my ear. And I'd heard this song a million times, but for the first time, it flows into me and ignites something. Could you be loved out. And I continue up the path to the waterfall. And of course, Bob Marley's the soundtrack for the day now. And I get up there, and I'm alone. And I sing, and I dance, and I cry, and it is everything. Eventually, tourists start to come into the area, and I don't necessarily want to be a show, so I grab my stuff, I get on my trusty steed, and I head to the Yun Lai viewpoint, which is in this Chinese village in northern Thailand. So I'm feeling it, and I'm in my scooter, and I take off, and then I realize, this is really steep. So I death grip the brakes, and I turn off the music so I can focus. And I do my Wile E. Coyote calculations. This is really steep. The road is too narrow to turn the scooter around. I can't back it down because it's awkward, and if I drop it, I can't pick it up. I'm in a Chinese town in Thailand, and I haven't seen a soul, and even if I did, what would I say? And I think, well, I guess I could call my friend, but then I'd be there forever, and I'd still have to get the scooter off the mountain somehow. So I look into all my knowledge of physics, which is from the wacky soapbox racers at Knott's Berry Farm, and 2 years of roller derby.
Yeah.
So I get low,
Oh, I see.
and I get ready to start the ascension. And as I'm climbing up, I'm dragging my feet, I'm scanning the ground, and it took me a while to realize, she's got to do it. So in a speed way faster than I was comfortable with, I take off, and I go up the hill as carefully and as quickly as I can. And I reach the viewpoint, park the scooter, and of course it is amazing. You can see the whole country in shades of green you didn't even know existed. And this gray monsoon cloud streaks this bright blue sky, and it's that kind of setting where you want to sit and reflect. But I gotta get down this mountain. So I turn the scooter around at the viewpoint, and I head down. And I drag my feet at first, and I'm death grip on the brake, and then I realize for stability it was just time to let go. So I pick up my feet, and I loosen my grip, and I go down the hill, and I made it.
You did what? She said she made it.
I made it. Huh? Oh, that's your thing now. You know how that goes? Okay.